this particular matter has been selected by the Ceann Comhairle. It's to do with the rural transport scheme, which has been one of the most successful schemes rolled out by the previous government in terms of the impact that it has had on rural communities. There is, as you know, Minister, a leaked document in circulation about the restructuring of that particular proposal, which has been circulated to, I understand, over 30 schemes throughout the country. The Rural Transport Initiative has been an exceptionally successful policy platform. It provides much-needed transport to shops, to pharmacies, to health centres, to hospitals, for a vulnerable sector of our community. The elderly, the infirm, people with disability and the young all use these services on a weekly basis. It brings together voluntary organisations, and many of these schemes are operated by voluntary organisations who combine the small amount of money from the state services and they leverage that against philanthropic organisations and against fundraising in the local community, all to the success of the service. Now, that I would have thought was the essence of what government funding was about. You put in a small amount and you get local communities to cooperate. I'm most familiar with the Clare Accessible Transport, which spurred out of East Clare Accessible Transport, an area that I'm very familiar with. They carried 50,000 passengers last year on 9 low-floor, easy-access buses, on 30 routes, providing something like 250,000 services, at a total cost to the Rural Transport Fund of about 280,000. Now, Minister, if that doesn't represent good value for money, I don't know what does. So I fail to see why you need to restructure the service as it's currently aligned. I would have thought that the cooperative environment of a small rural groups using the best of voluntary effort, combined with a small amount of state funding, fundraising in the local communities, drawing down funds, as this particular group has done, from philanthropic organisations. They provide 9 buses at no cost to the state. And your proposal now is to somehow restructure that, give responsibility to the local authorities, and I have spoken to members of the local authority who say they have no experience in that regard. They don't want to take on the increased responsibility, because at the root of this, Minister, it's apparent to all what's going on here. Pass responsibility to the local authority, cut state funding, and then somehow expect the local authority to take responsibility for the cutting of the service. That's the fear that exists. That's the concern in the minds of the elderly, the infirm, the people with disabilities and the young, who today are deeply worried about the efforts that this government are making to dismantle the service of rural transport.
Thank you, David.